Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Dr. Ebony Wilkins. I'm an author, an educator, and writing coach. I'm the author of 12 books for children now. And I love writing about Black history. I love writing about influential people, those who I believe our next generations need to know. I've had so much fun writing the stories, and then also working with writers and working with students to improve their writing over the years. So this is my 24th year in the classroom, and I'm having so much fun. It's what I do professionally, but it's also like something that is fulfilling work, and it's time consuming, but I really, really enjoy the work. So thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for making time. How is AI affecting when you talk about writing, when you have ChatGPT and everything that's out here? How is that working?
So I am the director of English and Humanities at a university in Chicago, and I work with faculty on how to talk with their students about incorporating AI. And it has been, it kind of snuck up on us, I think, especially in English and Humanities, because we were trying to avoid it for a while. We were trying to ignore it because I think initially I was thinking it's a replacement for our writing. It's a replacement for human contribution, but it really isn't. I've studied a little bit more on this subject. I've enrolled myself into programs to learn. I'm recently certified in prompt engineering, so I'm learning. It's putting faculty in a position of learning again as well. So we're learning along with the students, which is beautiful. We should be doing that anyway, right? I think the challenge is teaching students how to write, have their foundational skills, how to still prepare them for all types of writing that they're going to be doing and that they desire in their lives and for their future careers, but then also to incorporate AI that we are still learning as well. So there are ethical ways to incorporate AI. It is not something that we should shy away from, or that we have to hide from, or that we have to eliminate completely. I think as with anything, it's going to require a little bit of time and a little bit of learning and a little bit of patience and collaboration. So it is an ongoing conversation. It has been challenging, but we know more now, and we will know more the more we stick with it. And I think our students are going to need to be able to use the tools, to be able to communicate how they use the tools. And it's really going to be essential, especially those who are searching for positions right now, and in the future. And so I think on their, I've been told, I do a little work with some industry folks, and they said it has to be on their resumes. They have to have it. If they don't have it, they won't have interviews. So I don't know that that's consistent across, all industries, but certainly tech, certainly sciences, certainly those who are working with students, they have to be able to communicate an awareness of the tools, how they're using the tools, to be invited for interviews. So those that don't have it are doing themselves a disservice. So AI is here.
And it's not going anywhere.
And it's not going anywhere.
Wow.
I think it's probably the same conversations that we had when the computer, when we moved from typewriter to computer, and we moved from home phone, the mobile phones that we, the big phones that we carried around, to our little pocket cell phones and our watch, you know what I mean? So I think we will adjust. I think there's ethical ways to do that. That's the key, so that we're not plagiarizing everything, And there's still a need for humans. That's the message in the lessons that I'm having as well. There's still a need for us to be critical thinkers and critical writers, because the large language models will disseminate everything that's available, and create anything. So you have to read and you have to say, actually, that's not correct information, and send it back and say, do it again. And it will correct itself. So we are still needed currently. The models change every day and they evolve every day. So that's the scary part. But currently we are still needed.
Okay. Well, let's get into, you said 12, a dozen books, and they're all picture books, right?
Not all of them.
Not all
Some
of
are
them.
biographies. Some are, the biographies have illustrations, one picture book, and one young adult novel sellout.
So, what is your take? Let's talk about picture books.
Okay.
What are your take about picture books, especially the climate? Picture books that illuminate Black history, Black characters, things of that nature.
Oh, picture books are essential for everyone, and not just for small children. Picture books, so the words are telling a story, the illustrations are telling a story. My picture book, Zora the Storykeeper, I wrote, and Dare Coulter was the illustrator. And we're telling this beautiful story about a little girl and her aunt who read their family book together after school every day, and they act out the stories. And each page of the family book has a different member of the family. So there's names, there's dates, there's places, and then their contributions to Black history in their family. And Zora, the little girl, every day she's like, what's on my page? What's on my page? What's on my page? And Auntie is like, just wait, Zora. Just wait, have patience. And Aunt B, they act out the stories, and then Aunt B starts to get sick. And Zora moves through the story kind of independently, but she's still telling the story. She's reading on her own. She's caring for her aunt. And then toward the end of the book, she finds out her page is in the book. And so she finds out what Aunt B shared with her, and she names her the storykeeper of the family. And so it's powerful in this story particularly, but there's a larger message for all of us, that our stories and our voices are important, no matter what's going on. We've always had conflict. There's always been trying times. That's not a new story for us. So I think picture books are a way to connect what's happening in the world with our youngest readers, and really anyone who enjoys picture books. So,
Outstanding.
yeah.
So, how are the times impacting you with your, with you professionally, and if you want to share personally?
Mm-hmm. That's a question. I think I every once in a while I get a reminder that this is not new. That Black people, we've always faced challenges. This is the messages that the events that we're seeing, the restrictions, the bans, the removals, the gaslighting, all of the above, all of it has always existed for us, and probably always will. And so I think that helps me put things into perspective, because it's really easy to watch the news or read what's happening and just be like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? I mean, we can still ask those questions, but also it's not new. This is what we have been saying. We have examples of all of this throughout history and present day, and probably will in the future as well. So to your question, it helps me keep things in perspective. I think in moments where I feel like I'm panicking or having a lot of anxiety, I just remember this is not new. Focus on the work. So I'm focusing on my family, and I'm focusing on the work. I'm traveling to see family and friends whenever possible. I do a lot of self-care, get massages. I walk on the lakefront every day. Just taking care of myself, taking care of my mental. I read a lot. I write a lot. That I probably spend too much time with screens in hand. But yeah, I think I'm just trying to keep things in perspective. Like, this is not shocking. It's not new. It's
Right.
actually expected. But our gift is has always been that we are survivors, and we have talents and skills that will surpass any challenge that we are faced.
Right.
We will survive this and whatever's coming.
So you talked about the walks, the reading, and the writing. Are those the tools that help you protect your peace and guard your hope?
Yeah, I mean, I love that question. I would say absolutely. I have been given a gift to communicate well in writing, and to write stories for our youngest readers. So yeah, I think I would say yes. I would think so. It keeps me going, and the feedback from readers is nice to hear too. So
Absolutely. Have you gotten any feedback that was like out of pocket? Like,
not yet,
not yet.
not yet. But so my first book. Well, I'll tell you this story. Zora the Storykeeper has a sad and a happy ending. And several people have cried in front of me after reading. And so I just did a school visit last week, and the teacher, she just bawled and like hugged me tight. So it's a tearjerker, but that's the feed. I don't like to make people cry, but it's a touching story. It's about family. The other feedback I've gotten, feedback, reviews online, but from people who haven't read the book before the book is out, and they see it's about Black history. I get comments that are like, "This isn't necessary," all of the above. So, thank you for the engagement. Thank you for bringing attention to my work. We're going to get those comments.
This isn't necessary.
It's not necessary. Why are you writing about this? We're all the same. We all have the same experiences. Why are you focusing on Black people? To be honest, so my first book, Sellout, came out in 2010 with Scholastic Press. Shout out to David Levitin, my former professor and editor at Scholastic. And when I get comments like that, it doesn't really rock me. I don't read a lot of reviews. I just keep writing. So I haven't come across reviews that are like, "You're a horrible writer. You should never have, gone this route." It's just not my story, so it doesn't really impact me. Is it nice to hear? No, but I don't read a lot of reviews. And it's not going to stop me from writing.
Right.
So,
and you're in that way, you're protecting your peace, but you're also
Sure.
protecting your drive.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But also, I find that comments like that, it's like you already know that there's a power behind what I'm writing, what I'm saying. And that's what triggered you to add the comment. So I don't need to add anything else to that. You already know that there's power there. You already know that the story is reaching our beautiful Black and brown and all children. You already know that those stories are getting to the reader that I was hoping to get to. So there's no need for me to respond to stuff like that. It doesn't really impact me too much.
Okay. Well, I need the next time I'm feeling that pressure, I'm going to remember this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember you.
Yeah. There's a lot of writers that'll say, don't read the reviews. Just don't read them. Just keep writing. Because if people take the time to spew hate or, disparaging messages, you've triggered something in them. But it doesn't have anything to do with the writer. It doesn't have anything to do with us. We have a gift, we share the gift, and we move around, and we, work on the next project.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you could go back and have a conversation with anyone from our history, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I have a list. So my first thought. Okay, so I have a couple. Can I give you a couple?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have time. We have time.
So my parents, Dave and Lois Wilkins, shout out to them. They love history. So they've been a member of ASALA for years. My dad was past president of the Minnesota branch in Sarasota. And they've taught me about history over the years. We used to attend Black cultural events, Black history events, travel around to see museums. And one memory I have is I was in elementary school and my mom dressed up with some of her sorority members, Delta Sigma Theta. They dressed up as Phyllis Wheatley, and she was the first African American woman to publish poetry. And they recited some of her work. And I remember sitting with my class watching this, and I've never forgot it. So I would love to have a conversation with Phyllis Wheatley. I would love to have a conversation with Octavia Butler. I recently reread Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, and I don't know that the first time around I grasped it all. Like, I don't know if I took in all of the messaging, but rereading, it's just such powerful work. It's there's so many messages that you can take away from the work, but it's also like in present day, because of all of the chaos and unrest, it 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 helped me, I don't know, place the story in real life or place real life in the story. I'm not sure which. Art imitating life or life imitating art. But I would love to have a conversation just about how the book came about, how the books came about, how she got to this work. I think the books were phenomenal. I actually really loved them. So I would say Octavia Butler. I'll stop there for now. But there are others.
Phyllis Wheatley and Octavia Butler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nikki Giovanni.
Yeah, and we just lost her. I will let you know, I've been fortunate. You know, she's from Cincinnati, Ohio. I've had 4 sit-down conversations with Nikki Giovanni.
Oh my gosh.
Before. So the first time was probably in 2006, 2007.
Oh my goodness.
She was in the Harriet Tubman Theater at the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. And we had a program. Dr. Jackie Wallace brought her to speak. And then I had a conversation with her afterwards. That was my first conversation with her. Yes.
Did she leave any message of like inspiration or any don't forgets for creatives that you remember?
I don't know if a lot of people know this about Nikki. She uses the full vernacular, meaning that there are no words.
I love that.
Untouched by her.
As an English professor, I love that.
No words. Some of them, you know, it's PG-13, and sometimes it's rated R. Okay, there are, and so I can't remember anything in particular, but what holds on to when I think about her is her bold spirit. And I think that's what we need right now.
Absolutely.
Because I think when we feel threatened, when we feel attacked, sometimes we want to flee and retreat.
Yeah.
Now's the time for us to be bold. She had a bold spirit. And that's what I remember the most.
Thank you. I'll take that with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So be bold. Yeah. Be bold in what you're doing. I want to just thank you once again for taking the time to share with me.
Thank you for having me.
So is there any like new work maybe coming out 2026 or that we need to be looking out for?
Yes. So first week in January, Simone Biles, a biography for, I believe, ages 8 to 12-ish. Sorry, 6 to 9. No, I'm getting the books mixed up. 7 to 9. A biography for Simone Biles.
Okay.
A publisher in London. That is going to be available. I think pre-sales are already open. So if you go to Amazon or wherever you buy, that one is available. And then Rosa Parks will be a few months later, but Simone will come out first.